World War I, also known as the War to End All Wars, was a global war originating in Europe that started on July 28, 1914, and lasted until November 11, 1918.
A lot of new technologies and innovations were created during this time.
Things such as plumbing, machine weaponry, birth control, poisonous gas, polio vaccine, and many more were developed during the war.
Women were beginning to gain more rights during this time. Because all of the men were at war, the women had to take over in the workplace. They fought for suffrage and equal pay, ultimately leading to gaining their right to vote in 1920.
In the years leading up to 1914, several different events occurred, which ultimately led to the Great War.
The war started with the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne.
The assassination of Franz Ferdinand set off a chain of events. Austria-Hungary and other countries blamed the Serbian government for the assassination and wanted to use the incident as justification for settling the question of Serbian nationalism once and for all.
Germany, Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria, and the Ottoman Empire, also known as the Central Powers, fought against Great Britain, France, Russia, Italy, Romania, Japan, and the United States, known as the Allied Powers.
Germany began fighting World War I on two fronts, invading France through Belgium in the west and confronting Russia in the east.
France held their ground with help from Britain and stopped Germany from reaching Paris, which would have resulted in a quick victory.
One of the long-lasting and expensive battles between Germany and France was the Battle of Verdun, which alone had close to 1 million casualties.
On the eastern front of World War I, Russian forces invaded the German-held regions of East Prussia and Poland, but they were stopped by German and Austrian forces.
New military strategies and techniques like trench warfare made the casualty record extremely high. By the end of the war, more than 16 million people were dead, soldiers and civilians alike.
New types of technology like guns, tanks, and vehicles were new to war, which made conflict rather difficult, resulting in many injuries and deaths.
Up until November 17, 1917, the United States decided to keep a state of neutrality, favored by President Woodrow Wilson. Germany kept sinking the U.S. ships, which finally led to the United States joining the Allies.
World War I reached a stalemate, which is when neither side in an argument or war can make progress.
World War I lasted around 4 years, and didn't end until Germany surrendered in 1918. Almost everyone agreed to stop the fighting and peace was negotiated. Germany signed an armistice, which was an agreement for peace.
The Great War ended at 11 a.m. on the 11th day of the 11th month. This is why we celebrate Veterans Day on November 11th.
The Treaty of Versailles was signed on November 28, 1919, which reassigned German boundaries and assigned liability for reparations.
You said November instead of June.
It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. It's a long way